It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid. At Christmas time.
This was to raise money for relief for the 1984-1985 famine in Ethiopia. It had many stars including George Michael, Bono, Boy George and many other huge music artists who like to sing for charity.
Bob Geldof and Midge Ure wrote the song in 1984 to raise money for relief of the 1984 to 1985 famine in Ethiopia. Bob Geldof kept a November appointment with the BBC Radio 1 DJ, Richard Skinner, to appear on his show, but instead of discussing his new album, the original reason for his booking, he used his airtime to publicise the idea of a charity single. So by the time the musicians were recruited, there was an intense media interest in the subject. It stayed at #1 for 5 weeks, becoming Christmas #1, and sold more than 3.5 million copies domestically. It remained the highest selling single in the UK chart history until 1997, when Elton John's Candle in the Wind 1997 was released in tribute to the late Diana, Princess of Wales, which sold almost 5 million copies in Britain.
Barry wanted to reach out to the people who felt they had no hope. The song is so into hardships people encounter in everyday life, whether it is a death of a family member, friend, breakups, or anything that goes wrong in someone's life.
It can be quite sad.
Much of the song was written by drummer Bill Berry, although as REM shares songwriting credits amongst its members, it is unknown how much he actually wrote. Berry did not drum on the song. A Univox drum machine took his place, but he was responsible for the sampling of the drum pattern on the track. The string arrangement was done by Led Zeppelin's bassist John Paul Jones. Released as a single in 1993, it is an anti-suicide song. Bill Berry wanted to reach out to people who felt they had no hope.
This song is told in first person by a father who is too busy to spend time with his son. The recurring verse has the son saying, "I'm going to be like you, Dad, you know I'm going to be like you." Over time, both father and son grow to a switching of life role.
Talking about my family earlier, and I think one of the most important things for any creator is to have some people around him that give him an accurate reflection of what he's doing. Being a superstar, which thank God I'm not, tends to make it, I would guess, tough, because nobody can come up to you and say, "Hey, that song stinks." I have some people around me that not only will give me criticism, but come up with very strong ideas, and the most important one in my life is my wife, who really came up with the basic concept and many of the key lines of this song. As Stravinsky once said, "Great artists steal, bad artists borrow." I'm desperately trying to be a great artist, so I stole this from my wife. It's called Cats in the Cradle, and it's about my boy Josh. And frankly, the song scares me to death. My child arrived just the other day. He came through the world in the usual way, but there were planes.
This heart-wrenching song tells of a father and son who can't schedule a time to be with each other, and it serves as a warning against putting one's career before family.
I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon.
It tells about a father who is too busy for his son, and as time goes by and they get older, the son gets too busy for his father. People can relate this to their real life. The message is about procrastinating and missing opportunities.
As I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done.
Nothing you can sing that can't be sung.
All You Need Is Love was a popular saying during the 1960s anti-war movement. The song was released in the middle of the Summer of Love of 1967.
Nothing you can make that can't be made.
John Lennon wrote this as a continuation of the idea he was trying to express in his 1965 song, The Word. John was fascinated by how slogans affect the masses and was trying to capture the same essence as songs like We Shall Overcome. He once stated, "I like slogans, I like advertisements, I love the tally." In a 1971 interview about his song Power to the People, he was asked if that song was propaganda. He said, "Sure, so was All You Need Is Love. I'm a revolutionary artist. My art is dedicated to change." Musically, this song is very unusual. The chorus is only one note, and the song is in a rare 7/4 tempo.
Well, the Seekers, we were very lucky that we met quite early on in our career. When we went over to England, we met Tom Springfield, and he went on to write most of our hits and produce all our early records, albums and singles. And he had long been impressed by the carnival in Rio, and so he visited several times anyway each year. But he'd also heard this old Russian folk song that was sort of running around the back of his head. And after one particular visit to the carnival in Rio, the two things gelled. He was leaving Rio and had this melody. So there was a marriage of the two, and he came up with this amazing lyric for Carnival. Say goodbye, my own true lover, as we sing a lovely song. How it breaks my heart to leave you. Now the gone. And so the whole lyric just transpired as the most beautiful love song. And that melody, da 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 da, it's a Russian folk song called Stenka Razin, about a boatman. Actually, the Russian lyric is quite violent, I believe. Stenka Razin was not a nice person anyway, but Tom Springfield managed to take that melody, which is so evocative and so haunting, and create this wonderful love song, a song of parting, and it became our biggest hit in England, and actually was responsible. It's still, I think, it's in the top 30 all-time best-selling records in the UK.
As a songwriter, achieving consistently high standards in lyrics to get a message across can be elusive. You have to be able to create a catchy melody and interesting chord progression. Write lyrics where the phrasing of your song lyrics work with the melody, and plan the song structure. Songwriters can use different methods to come up with a song.
Sometimes if I'm just doodling around on the guitar, I can come up with maybe a little melody that's a starting point for a chorus or a verse or something like that, and then just develops from there.
It was all these songs that made an impact with a powerful message. What we have just seen is the ability that a song's message can have. These songs have marked a past. Lyrics, music, today's songs, tomorrow's memories, as we continue to live in a musically influential world.